In the factory game mode of 5 Shows of Warriors, there is a room for day 5 known as the Cellar, which forces you to open up Financial Warriors 1 and play both games at the same time. But how exactly does it work? On both applications, they both connect to an INI called Cellar_DLC. An INI is an official QuickTime extension that allows you to store values into files and load them. This is mostly used for saving your progress in any other FNAF fan game, or saving what level you are on in a platform game, or just saving your game progress in general. The default folder these INI save files go to is C drive /users/your PC name /appdata/roaming/MMF applications. You can access this by going to the exact path or by hitting Windows+R and typing %appdata %. If you open the Cellar_DLC save file in Notepad, you can see a few items under an empty group. Each one changes value depending on the item. The Cellar Started item is set whenever you are in the cellar frame. This is only for Final 1 to see that you are in the cellar room and makes a cellar button visible on the title screen when this is activated. The Final 1 Ready item is set when you are 1 second into the cellar frame for Financial Warriors 1. It tells 5 Shows of Warriors that Final 1 is on the frame it's supposed to be on and starts the day accordingly. The Final 1 closed item only gets set to 1 when you close Final 1 by pressing Escape, Alt F4, or clicking the close button, and tells 5 Shows of Warriors that Final 1 is closed. To make sure it doesn't completely fall apart, 5 Shows of Warriors jump scares you to prevent cheating. The in-camera item is supposed to get set to 1 whenever you have the cameras in the Final 1 application open and set to 0 otherwise. However, due to a possible oversight, it doesn't function properly. If fixed, it would drain 1 power every 0.09 seconds in 5 Shows of Warriors. Assuming you have constant 60 FPS, you would run out of power in 180 seconds, or 3 minutes. The Wario Location item is set by Ultimate Value G in Final 1. For Ultimate Value G, it adds by 1 every 7 to 28 seconds. The Wario Movement item is set by Ultimate Value I and adds a random range of 1 to 4. If it's greater than 40, it adds 1 to Wario's location and resets to 0. The Wario Location item is set by Ultimate Value H, which will depend if it hits 60 or greater. Mainly, it's set to 0 or 1, but if it's set to 2, you die in the 5 Shows of Warriors application. The Wario Movement item is set by Ultimate Value F. Every 0.8 seconds while Mario isn't there, it will be added by 1 until it hits 60, in which it adds 1 to Wario Location and resets to 0. It's faster when Mario is in the room, being every 0.3 seconds instead of 0.8 seconds. The phone call done item is set to 1 whenever you skip the call or the phone call ends, in which the day actually starts. While it is on 0, you cannot lose any power, you can't charge the battery, and none of the characters move. The Wario Shocked item is set to 1 when you shock Wario in the 5 Shows of Warriors application. If it's set to 1, it sends a message to Final 1 saying that he has been shocked, resulting in no power loss and Wario resetting to his starting location. The battery sent item is set to 1 when you send a fully charged battery to Financial Warriors 1, which allows you to drag it to the computer and stop Mario. Then it resets to 0. Final 1 is required to start the cellar. When Cellar Started is activated, the button appears on the title screen, allowing you to click on it. Clicking on it sends you to the cellar load frame. After 3 seconds of a black screen, you are sent to the cellar frame in Final 1. Final 1 also takes care of the Final 1 Ready, Final 1 Closed, Wario Location, Wario Movement, Mario Location, Mario Movement, and Phone Call Done items, and a part of the Wario Shocked and Battery Sent items. If you die in 5 Shows of Warriors, Financial Warriors 1 gets sent into the cellar dead screen and will go back to the Final 1 cellar screen when 5 Shows of Warriors gets sent to the factory cellar frame. 5 Shows of Warriors is required to activate the Cellar Started item, allowing Final 1 to access the cellar frames. It takes part in setting Battery Sent and Wario Shocked to 1 to tell Final 1 that these two have been activated. It also takes care of power. If it hits 0, Wario kills you, but that's about it. Setting Cellar Started to 1 and pressing the cellar in Final 1 without 5 Shows of Warriors open lets you play the cellar, but the night becomes completely eventless in that you can't die at all. Being on the screen for 6 minutes sends you to the 6 a.m. screen, allowing you to bypass the night and move on to the next. Playing 5 shows of Wario's The Factory Cellar without Finale 1 allows you to shock without losing power, and you can't charge the battery until you set the phone call done to 1. However, sending batteries doesn't do anything, and the only real threat is Luigi. Closing 5 shows of Wario leads to Finance of Warriors 1 being closed as well. Finally, since it's an INI that can be easily edited, it's possible to keep Wario and Mario at their starting locations by constantly saving the file when Wario and Mario's location are on 0.